Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For the next 2 days, this is where we called home in Montreal. Day 3, we just got to Montreal, like at 6-ish, and then we got ourselves situated, so now we're figuring out where we're gonna eat. I'm rooting for anything right now. We ended up going to a Mauritanian restaurant called Laima. It was a place that we did not expect to find, that my sister just kind of came across. When we got there was no one at the front door, so we really had no idea what to expect. But what we didn't know was that we were about to experience one of the best moments in Montreal. Okay, I just have to say, do not be fooled by my face, okay? Because I just make the most calm reaction. But the soup and the food that we eat here it just hit the spot, because after traveling for 6-7 hours, it was really hit the spot. Being in this restaurant was one thing, but actually meeting the owner and being able to hear some of his stories was just so fascinating. And you could just feel the passion that he has behind his restaurant and behind his food, which is one of the reasons we ended up coming back here again in our 2 short days here. I think the food might be really good here.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love that you're sitting on the floor. I kind of want to join you.
Yeah, join me. Sit on the floor. I just feel like this has to be eaten with my hands.
Perfect. That's why I take all the beef. I know.
I'm taking a little bite with every
I really didn't think it was gonna
Oh my god.
laughing.
Yeah.
I love zucchini.
Girl.
The best thing we could have eaten.
You came to the only Mauritanian restaurant in the world outside Mauritania. But the concept what I want to try to make is like to have a slow food concept, like every day to cook 2-3 dish in a place to have a menu of 100 items is just to cook 2 things. And the couscous, when you make a couscous, is a social, it's gathering.
Yes.
You have to be around it, you have to taste the same thing, you have to have the big plate. You can't serve couscous in a small plate, it's not the same flavor. So here is from the north of Mauritania is a beef with dates. I cook it for 8 hours to make the date have like thick sauce and use the
It's the best beef
date.
I've ever.
And that is the chicken with olives, lemon pickles, onions. But the vegetarian one is my favorite because this is like remember me of my kids when I was, when you're in a small village in Africa, usually you don't have money or maybe the animal is already left. So you eat beans and cassava and all of those fruit and vegetables from the farm, and you make thick sauce with the leaves that you cook it a long time, and from there you add it to couscous and you're gathering. And after you dance and chant and talk and a story after story until the moon come up, and you keep and it's okay.
You guys, that was
Doesn't even deserve to be in our
no. That's what I'm saying.
own video.
Montreal is a separate video, but that was so powerful. That was everything. This place was such a of the whim decision that my sister just pulled out. I just can't believe that. I can't believe that was over now. Then we went to get dessert, which wasn't as eventful as dinner was. We got this chocolate tart and then this lemon meringue. We walked back to the car and it started to rain and we all got soaking wet. Then it was day 4. Do you like it?
It's coffee. But no, it's good. It's good. I like it.
Oh, It smells really good. There was 2 coffee shops that I really, really wanted to go to in Montreal, and this was the first one, Cafe Olympico. You really like it. You have to taste it. So we walked down a block to get our breakfast, which was this gnocchi and then these handmade bagels, and they're really fresh. Like, you literally see them in the back making them, and we actually got the freshest batch that was just made, which was these onion garlic bagels. And then we went to the Jean Talon Marché, and we just walked around and saw whatever we wanted to see. I particularly really wanted a maple syrup candle. I mean, I didn't know, I was still on the fence, but I ended up getting it. So anytime we see flowers somewhere, she has to go look at them, which I respect. I love that about her. So I'm trying to decide whether to get this candle or not. Oh my God. It smells good. What do you think? I'm gonna decide right now.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna get it.
All right. We got a little something.
I just found 3 100% cashmere shirts. I like these. One thing that I knew I needed to do in Montreal was go thrifting, because they have the best thrift stores on this particular street. Literally back to back to back, it's just a bunch of thrift stores. And we found so many good things in such a short amount of time. Honestly, eventually we just kind of stopped going into thrift stores because we were spending way too much money. The next thing we did was another huge highlight of Montreal, and it was my cousin's concert, and it was kind of like a battle of the bands type of thing, and he ended up winning the competition, which was really, really cool. I actually just found out today. And I'm just gonna let you hear my cousin. So right now we're leaving the Airbnb. We're gonna go back to New York, and we just finished cleaning. So we're making really good time, and we're gonna go get some breakfast. One last stop, and yes, it's the same restaurant that we started at in Montreal. It was that good. We're back. Yesterday was crazy. Yesterday we went to my cousin's concert, and it was really, really fun. The coolest part about this restaurant is that there's not really a set menu. He kind of just makes whatever he wants to make for you.
Only.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I just make it. It's very fresh and have a lot of flavors. What I like to make you try today is every hours we serve something different, usually in the traditional West African, especially in Mauritania. So around now, noon, midi, it's like more about the broken rice. Usually the broken rice is like is the roots of the basmati, and what is really nice about is like it suck the flavors and it's double it to have whatever you cook with it. It will take that flavor, so you taste the rice, but at the same time you taste the chicken. When you try the rice, you give the chicken, you will go on the side of the rice and you have that flavors. Wow. And it's something usually really poor people will eat it there, but it's the best food. Yes. The best of the best.
So good.
Alors, bon appétit. And this is like harissa. I made it.
Okay.
And alhamdulillah.
It's such an authentic feeling restaurant, and I love that he was so willing to explain every single thing to us.
Do you like it?
I cannot recommend this place enough if you find yourself in Montreal. Then we went to the second coffee shop that I needed to show my sister, and you're gonna see why in a second, but this was a non-negotiable place that I needed to go before we left. So we made sure that we went the morning that we were leaving Montreal.
That's cool.
So we're at our last stop in Montreal, Cafe Collective. This used to be a bank, so that's why it looks like kind of crazy, which is really cool. And this is the one place that I knew I needed to come back to. Everything else was like, I don't care, but this place I really wanted to come back to just because the architecture is really cool and you don't really get like nice stuff like this in San Diego. So let's get some coffee. Whoa, this tastes like yogurt.
Yogurt?
Yeah, you don't.
Me and I just switched coffees.
I'm dead with you.
It's not sweet at all, but I don't like my coffee sweet anymore.
How was the London fog?
It's really good. All good things must come to an end, and unfortunately, eventually we did have to leave Montreal, and we went back to New York. But luckily, we still had one more day before we had to go home for reals. So today is our last day in New York. It's day 5. We're here on Monday, and it was kind of a late start. We got out of the house at like 1. We're at my sister's favorite bakery. But yeah, last day in New York. I'm so shy.
Our last halal hot dog. That's New York.
Our last time going on the subway. Last time in Coffee House. Our last time going to Washington Square Garden. Made a new friend too. One of the last things that we did in New York was get a street poem from this guy. Before he writes your poem, he asks you to give him kind of like a prompt, something to write off of. And me and Aya, we decided on a home away from home. We decided on this prompt just because as we went through New York, even though we had never been there, we were able to still find something that spoke to us. And then we thought about how even back home where we do live, we're still kind of in a home away from home because our roots are somewhere different outside of where we currently live. So we really thought that this was a theme that was fitting for not only our trip, but for our lives. So now I'm gonna let Aya read the poem.
What are you gonna do right now? I'm gonna read our personal poem that we just got written.
Go.
And there is some third place that I am from, the growing secrets in my heart of the meanings between. The places which make me who I am, and the family building within them next to me. It is a home, if I call it that, but there's always the question of that distance between. Who those places have made me to be, and what those places are missing from the secrets I hold inside of me.
Blue Jay Walker.
Blue Jay Walker.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's how my trip to New York went. Thank you guys for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye, you guys. He got my mole for sure.
It looks just like
Is it here or is it here? It's here. It could be like.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.